Afternoon, everybody. I am Sir Jude, and this is the video lecture for our lesson this morning, which is entitled Types of Chemical Reactions. There are 5 types of chemical reactions, and we decided to trisect those 5 into 3 days. Okay, so 2 reactions for this morning, then 2 reactions for tomorrow, and then the final one will be on Monday. So let's get going. We began our discussion by piggybacking one of our previous lessons, which is writing chemical equations. So solid carbon and gaseous diatomic oxygen require heat and platinum catalyst to irreversibly release carbon dioxide or CO2. Okay, so let's construct first our chemical equation. So we will be using an arrow to the right because the reaction is considered irreversible and it requires platinum catalyst as well as heat. Okay, so according to the problem, we need to form carbon dioxide, and for carbon dioxide to form, we need our starting materials, which are solid carbon as well as gaseous oxygen, forming our product, gaseous carbon dioxide. So notice that in this chemical equation, carbon and oxygen were separated as reactants, no? And you need for them to form a bond or to unite in order to form carbon dioxide at the right side, where they are already fused together. So nagsimula sila as magkahiwalay or separated, A plus B, and they ended up as joined together, so magkasama, which is AB. And this type of reaction is called combination. Okay? Now, you notice that in our word problem, we have missing coefficients, which indicate us the number of moles or molecules of each reagent. Now, these coefficients are instead replaced by the blanks, which are found on the left side of each reagent. So, in order for us to balance this chemical equation as an offshoot of our previous lesson, law of conservation of mass, we have to place coefficients. But first, we have to count the number of atoms on the left side and the right side and make sure that they are equal. So, let's begin. Let's start with carbon first. For carbon, there's one carbon atom on the left side and one carbon atom at the right side. So, carbon is already balanced. And for oxygen, you have 2 oxygen atoms on the left side as well as 2 oxygen atoms at the right side. So therefore, this equation is already balanced and we haven't even started solving anything yet. And with that, if the equation is automatically balanced on its own, then therefore the coefficients are automatically 1. Okay, next. Ito. So to save our time, no, I started presenting to you the chemical equations na instead of writing chemical equations from word problems. So on our second combination equation, we have a fusion or combination of hydrogen and oxygen gases forming water with the help of catalyst and heat. Okay? So in this case, I recommend that you start balancing based on the element which is unbalanced at all. And between hydrogen and oxygen, it is oxygen is considered unbalanced. We have 2 oxygen atoms here, and you only have one oxygen atom at the right side. So therefore, for this oxygen to have 2 atoms, you have to multiply H2O by 2. So at this point, oxygen is already balanced. Now, when we place 2 beside H2O, nadamay ngayon or apektuhan ngayon yung bilang ng ating hydrogen atoms. So originally it has 2, but now it has 2 times 2, which is 4 hydrogen atoms. And you only have 2 hydrogen atoms here. So for this to become 4, you have to multiply H2 by 2. Balancing hydrogen atoms in the process. Now, with everything balanced, anong ilalagay natin kay O2, which is so far the only reagent which doesn't have any coefficient yet? When this happens, automatically the coefficient for O2 will be 1 because at this point, the equation is already balanced and number one, the 1 as a coefficient is just a sign of formality. Normally, we don't put 1 as a coefficient anymore because it is understood that when an element has a coefficient of 1, then that element or compound or reagent is considered 1 mole or 1 molecule. But for formality purposes, for the sake of ma-fill natin yung mga blanks, we have to place coefficients even if they are 1. Okay? So we encountered our very first example in which hindi lahat ng coefficients ay 1 and at the same time, we didn't literally start at the left side unlike with carbon dioxide from the previous slide. No? So you have to take note that balancing chemical equations is mostly a trial and error process. So you have to be smart and strategic on choosing the first element to balance that will lead to the balancing of other elements as well. Let's take a look at our third combination equation. So you have iron, solid iron, and gaseous oxygen forming solid iron 3 or ferric oxide, which is considered rust. Okay? Now, both of these elements are considered unbalanced. You have one iron atom here, and you have two iron atoms here. You have two oxygen atoms at the reactant side, and three oxygen atoms at the product side. So technically, pwede kang mag-start with either one of them. Now, let's try, for example, iron. So again, iron is only one atom in the reactant side and two atoms at the product side. So therefore, our instinct, we will multiply Fe by 2. However, by placing that number, hindi na madadamay si oxygen. So therefore, we must not begin um, with iron and must begin instead with oxygen. See, even ako, no, hindi ko nakuha yung path that will lead to a smooth balancing of all elements. Kaya I mentioned a while ago that balancing chemical equation is mostly a trial and error process. So let's now fixate on oxygen. For oxygen, as we mentioned, you have two oxygen atoms at the reactant side and three oxygen atoms at the product side. So what do you do when you have one odd number and one even number? You multiply them. So our goal for oxygen atoms is that on each side of the equation, they must have 2 times 3 equals 6 atoms. Okay? Let's start on the left side. On the reactant side, we already have 2. So for it to become 6, you have to multiply O2 by 3. And in Fe2O3, we have 3 oxygen atoms already, and for it to become 6, you have to multiply Fe2O3 by 2. Balancing oxygen in the process. And also, it will lead to the balancing of iron as well. Ito yung sinasabi ko, kailangan may madamay para tuloy-tuloy ang balancing natin. With the 2 coefficient in Fe2O3, the number of iron atoms now became 2 times 2, which is equivalent to 4. And you only have one iron atom at the reactant side, so therefore you have to multiply Fe by 4. Balancing the entire equation already. This is our first example wherein none of the coefficients are 1. Okay? So, napakaswerte nyo if all of the coefficients are exactly 1. You don't even have to solve for anything. And as you can see, no, even if tatlo-tatlo, usually tatlo or apat lang yung hinahanap nating numbers, the instruction or activity seems easy at first, but the strategy and the problem solving can be tricky or complicated when not thought properly and cerebrally at the very beginning. Okay, so I already presented to you 3 combination reactions. It's time to proceed to the second type of chemical reaction. And we have to, our first example for the second type, no, we relied on a word problem once again. So solid calcium oxide or CaO and gaseous carbon dioxide CO2 are irreversibly produced when solid calcium carbonate CaCO3 in CHOX is heated. Okay. So, ang dami sa inyo, which was already indicated in our long test and even in our summative test, hindi pa rin marunong mag-interpret or magbasa ng word problem. So, not all the time, just because binanggit ko at first, doesn't necessarily mean na automatically ay reactant sila. Because here, calcium oxide, CaO, and carbon dioxide are irreversibly produced. So, when we say irreversible, we need an arrow to the right. Didn't mention any catalyst, so we don't have to put any catalysts, and it requires heat. That's why we need the triangle symbol. And as indicated in the first two lines, calcium oxide and gaseous carbon dioxide are produced. Therefore, they are products, not reactants. That's why we have to put them at the right side instead of the left side, which was many of you were initially assumed and wrote as well. So therefore, our single reactant is calcium carbonate, which happens to be solid. Now, what does the second type of reaction, or how does it differ in the first type of reaction? This reaction, you start with the elements fused together. So I label it as AB, and they broke down into its constituents, A plus B. So nagsimula silang magkasama or as a couple or as a group, and ang ending, naghiwalay sila. Okay? So this is the opposite of combination, which is decomposition. Okay? And as usual, aside from identifying the type, we have to balance this chemical equation. Okay? So let's start with calcium or Ca. You have one calcium atom here. You have one calcium atom at the right side. So calcium is already balanced. You have one carbon atom on the left side, one carbon atom on the right side, balanced. You have three oxygen atoms on the left side, and you have 1 plus 2 oxygen atoms at the right side. So 1 plus 2 equals 3. Therefore, each element here is already balanced without us putting any coefficients first. And with that, automatically, by default, the coefficient of each reagent is 1. Okay, so let's proceed to more examples and more techniques in balancing. Okay, so first you have the decomposition of gaseous ammonia to gaseous nitrogen and gaseous hydrogen with the help of nickel catalyst and with the presence of heat. Okay, so how do we balance this equation? Okay, so kanina, dami kayo nagsabi na mag-start tayo kay H. And yeah, there's no problem with starting with H because it will lead you to um to the final answer. But personally, I wanted to begin with nitrogen because here is why. Okay? So for nitrogen, you have one nitrogen on the reactant side and two nitrogen atoms at the product side. So for 1 to become 2, we have to multiply NH3 by 2. Balancing nitrogen in the process. Now, in this case, damay si ating hydrogen on the reactant side. So the number of hydrogen atoms at the reactant side became 2 times 3, which is 6. And at the product side, it's just simply 2. So for 2 to become 6, we have to multiply H2 by 3. Balancing hydrogen in the process. And with everything balanced, no, uh, we have to put 1 as formality beside the nitrogen, diatomic nitrogen, to complete the coefficients. Okay? So, next po is agua oxinada, which is represented by hydrogen peroxide or aqueous H2O2, decomposing to liquid water and gaseous diatomic oxygen with the help of manganese MnO2 catalyst in heat. Okay, so we have to choose, notice no, that of all the balancing chemical equations, even if there is a presence of a catalyst or not, wala tayong pakialam sa catalyst. All of our concern is just between the reactants and the products. Now, for agua-oxinada, you mentioned a while ago that we have to start with oxygen because oxygen is the problem here because hydrogen is already balanced. So you have 2 oxygen atoms on the reactant side, you have 1 with water, and you have 2 with oxygen. So 1 plus 2 equals 3 on the right side and only 2 on the left side. So paano ngayon yan? Ang complicated, tapos hati pa si oxygen on the right side. So what do we do? So notice that you have three numbers, 2, 1, and 2. And 1 is the only odd number with them. So what do you do with odd number? You make it an even number as well by multiplying H2O by 2. So it doesn't really balance oxygen yet. However, it affects the number of hydrogen atoms. So now the hydrogen atoms here, so we have 2 times 2, which is 4. And on the left side, you only have 2 hydrogen atoms. So for 2 to become 4, you have to multiply H2O2 by 2. Now, what do we put with O2? No? Is the reaction already balanced? Let's find out. Okay? So let's start with the left side as well. So on the left side, you have 2 times 2, 4 oxygen atoms total. Okay? For H2O, you have 2 times 1, which is 2. And for diatomic oxygen, automatically you have 2. Okay? So on the left side, you have 4. And on the right side, you have 2 plus 2. And notice that 4 is equivalent to 2 plus 2. Therefore, oxygen is already balanced. And as a consequence of that, the coefficient for O2 is automatically 1. Okay, so these are the balancing techniques for these equations, and these are our examples for the decomposition reaction. Okay, so we ended our discussion kanina with a seat work. Okay, wherein I ask you to determine the type and balance each chemical equation. So you have watch battery containing silver oxide, and we have phosphorus acid, which is H3PO3. Okay? So let's go into them one by one and identify the type first. For the first one, you have solid Ag2O breaking down into solid Ag or silver and gaseous diatomic oxygen. Once again, you will be encountering a lot of oxygen atoms in this lesson. Uh, so yeah, and with the presence of heat pala, I almost forgot. So you start with Ag and O fused together, magkasama, and you ended up with Hg and O separated from each other, magkahiwalay. So therefore, for watch battery, this equation is considered decomposition. Okay? Now, so which between Ag and O do we start balancing? And actually, either of them will do, but one of them will be problematic. So let's start with Ag. We have 2 silver atoms here on the left side and 1 silver atom at the right side. So naturally, our instinct will tell us that we have to multiply Ag by 2. However, once we do that, we don't necessarily affect oxygen atoms at all. So therefore, we have to start balancing with oxygen first. Okay. For oxygen, you have one oxygen atom at the left side and you have two oxygen atoms at the right side. So what do we do with this oxygen at the left side? For it to become 2, you have to multiply it by 2, balancing oxygen in the process. So this type affected si silver. So silver on the left side will now be 2 times 2, which is 4. And on the right side, you only have 1. So for 1 to become 4, you have to multiply 1 by 4. And with everything already balanced, the coefficient for O2 will be automatically 1. Okay. So for our final equation for phosphorus, you have P4 solid P4O6 and liquid water forming the aforementioned aqueous phosphorus acid. So, wag kayong ma-intimidate with what do you call this, expanding the equations because all at the end of the day, all you have to do is just look at the template, no? So you have P4O6 and H2O separated at first, so magkahiwalay sila. And ang ending is magkasama sila as one in phosphorus acid. So therefore, this equation is considered combination. All right. So where do we start? Because there are plenty to choose here. You have P, you have O, you have H. So let's start with P, no? Let's take tawag dito. Let's take wild guess and see if we're lucky if magtuloy-tuloy tayo with phosphorus. So you have four phosphorus atoms here and you only have one phosphorus atom at the right side. So for one to become four, we have to multiply H3PO3 by 4, balancing phosphorus in the process. Now, as a consequence, you have 4 times 3, which is 12 hydrogen atoms here. And you only have 2 hydrogen atoms with H2O. So for 2 to become 12, you have to multiply H2O by 6, balancing hydrogen in the process. Now, this is where things get a bit fuzzy or confusing at first. So, paano si oxygen? And it seems to us that for the past 8 examples, palaging may problema sa pagbibilang kay oxygen. So, what do we do with oxygen? So, simply, we have to count. Okay? So, nakakailang oxygen na ba here with P4O6? We have 6. Okay? Nakakailang oxygen na ba at water? So you have 6 times 1, which is 6. Notice that I'm using a different color of the online pen para hindi kayo mo-confuse with the numbering or the problem solving with phosphorus and hydrogen previously. Okay? And for H3PO3, I have a coefficient of 4 times 3 oxygen atoms giving us 12. So on the left side, you have 6 plus 6. And on the right side, you have 12. And they are equivalent with each other. So that means oxygen is already balanced. Kaya our coefficient for P4O6 is 1. Okay? And I imagine that if we didn't start with phosphorus a while ago, baka nagkaroon tayo ng complications with oxygen and hydrogen. If we started with hydrogen kasi, and if we started with oxygen kasi, things will get, you will be stuck is what I'm saying, okay? So you have to be careful and you have to analyze the problem first, no? Again, pag hindi nakuha sa first try, if you're having problems with it already, try or move on to the other element, okay? So I understood that kanina, no, this is the first lesson we're in, or no, not the first lesson, but the third lesson na kung saan medyo slow ang pagka-gets, no? Lately na lang na-appreciate yung problem solving and yung lesson by the end. But mas nakita ko yung struggle rather than yung embracing of this lesson. I understand na meron ng math and even if wala tayong graphing, wala tayong complicated operations and even if we're dealing only with three at most three numbers, no, in each equation. The process to get there is not as easy as it seems. Okay, so we will be tackling or delving with more equations, no, data natin with this topic bukas, and we will continue on Monday, extend on Monday as well, para hindi naman kayo ma-saturate with most equations, no, and you will discover and find out that mas maraming diskarte sa balancing, mas mapapadali sa inyo ang lesson. Okay? So to conclude the video lecture for today, here is the image summarizing combination and decomposition. So for combination, you have two or more substances combining to form a single compound. And for decomposition, a single compound breaks down into two or more substances. Okay? So you will get to see two more types of chemical reactions tomorrow. But till then, this is Sir Jude. Good afternoon and goodbye.